Sulaiman Mullah, Mufti Ismail Mek, Sheikh Yahya Ibrahim of Australia, Mulana Sulaiman Rabit, Mulana Ibrahim Bam, and Sheikh Ismail Lund.
Oh yeah, so I wanted to ask you, can I ask the last question? Well, one more question, which is like, what piece of advice would you give individuals who want to pursue a career relating to yours?
I think you have that. What piece of advice you wish for people knew about mental health? Oh, what you want to change it?
No. I want to add one about what advice you would give to someone who wants to pursue the same career as you.
To be honest, my comment is very negative. Because if I have to be realistic, it's challenging, it's hard. It takes up to 7 years to complete, and you might not even get accepted.
Yeah.
That's actually the real.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Okay, ready? Yeah. Okay.
Suzuki, Toyota,
Okay.
any vehicle. Kenfield Auto, your R&I and insurance-approved workshop to handle them all. 236 Brickfield Road Overpost. Also on 031 207 2399. Kenfield Auto.
صلوا على الحبيب صلى الله تعالى على محمد صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم. Subhanallah Azza wa Jal, Mubarak to the Islamic brothers and sisters of South Africa, KZN, especially Durban. The head of the Shura Committee of Dawat Islami, Nigrani Shura Sahib, is coming down to South Africa, to KZN, to Durban, to host a provincial level ijtima taking place on the 2nd of February, Sunday, the venue, the Durban Exhibition Center. There's accommodation for Islamic brothers, separate accommodation for Islamic sisters. So please save the date, the 2nd of February, Durban Exhibition Center, 10 a.m. We will see you there. Inshallah Azza wa Jal, for a life-changing, reforming bayan to bring us closer to the sunnah of the beloved Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Looking forward to seeing you all with your families. صلوا على الحبيب صلى الله تعالى على محمد صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم.
You got
spent
this.
all that time, effort, and energy
I'm going to
putting
stop and you
together
must
an
jump in.
incredible
Yeah,
business.
please.
That's
Now,
fine. Don't
you
worry.
need to tell people about your business. Advertising and marketing.
I got your
it's
back, don't
what
worry, because
we
I
do. Listen
got your
to
back,
this.
don't worry, because I've been there.
Because I don't know what I'm doing.
One show, you must be careful with the presenters to hear faster. Because each time I went to one presenter, so he's giving me like the questions just to prepare and stuff, right?
He gave you the question.
Yeah. But when I went onto the show, each time, and I've been on the show quite a few times, he did not ask any of those questions. He asks a whole different thing.
I'm only doing it once with you, and that's about it.
Yeah. Thank you. I feel honored.
It's so widespread because you guys are on YouTube Live, Facebook Live. It's not just radio based. We've got people in Johannesburg listening to you guys. So it's so widespread. We're getting that marketing.
Get in touch with our sales department on 031 208 1601. Speak directly to your target audience.
Shade Off Village of Shade brings you Summer Clearance Sale with up to 50% off on all items. Avail the most exciting offer from 23rd January to 2nd February 2025. Visit our store or shop online at ca.villagefshade.com.
Radio Al-Ansar, 24/7, 365.
It's Ria Mahomed here, hosting the Next Gen show on Radio Al-Ansar. It's not just a radio show, it stands as a powerful movement in its own right.
I thought this was you talking.
It is.
Of individuality.
Yeah, I thought it was you now. I'm like,
the latest trends and engaging lively discussions.
Is mental health and wellness.
This ends at 3.
Humor and mental health, social justice and relevance that promises an enlightening and enjoyable listening experience, ensuring you don't miss out on this captivating adventure on Next Gen.
All right.
You are listening to a live broadcast.
Okay, and we are back live on Next Gen with Raisa Barmania, who has currently obtained 2 degrees in psychology and is currently pursuing her 3rd degree in Cape Town. She is currently venturing out in a combination of mental health-based fitness and movements to improve quality of life. So outside of counseling, Raisa also does fitness classes to assist with releasing anxiety and depression, etc. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Raisa.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you, Ria?
I'm alhamdulillah. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Oh, I'm glad. I was absolutely excited knowing that you came from Cape Town and you know my shows. I was like, oh my god, thank you so much for coming on.
No, I'm very keen to be here.
Thank you. So, like, of course, our topic is based on mental health and wellness. I mean, you're a fitness trainer when it also comes to mental health and wellness, of course, and you're studying psychology. So, what inspired you to pursue psychology and wellness training as a career?
So when it comes to the psychology aspect, I'll discuss that first. I was very passionate about mental health and creating awareness around that topic, especially I would say in the South African population. So many people can't afford mental health care because rates are quite pricey. So I was very passionate about going to communities and providing mental health care. So I was like, okay, psychology, that will help me to get there. And it's just so inspiring to know how a positive mental health can really change your lifestyle. As much as we focus on our body, we have to focus on our mind. So in that aspect, that's why I pursued psychology. When it comes to being a wellness trainer, why I pursued that and then including psychology into it, it's very interesting to see how your mind and your body interconnect. So your mind plays a big role in how your body reacts to different situations. So when we combine the two, it creates an overall healthy, well lifestyle.
Okay, I absolutely love that. Wow.
Yeah, I hope that's okay.
Perfect. No, absolutely wonderful. What I can say is you're definitely an inspiration already, knowing about everything that you've done. I mean, I do remember you went to Russia to go teach, and now you're back in South Africa.
Yeah,
doing
so
psychology.
so from Durban to Russia, from Russia to Cape Town. Yeah.
Love that. So what has been the most rewarding part of your journey so far?
I guess it's the impact that you make on someone else. So as much as you have personal rewards, yes, of course, completing a degree, achieving your own fitness goal, 100%. But it's something else when you see the impact you make on someone else. Especially like, for example, I do women's classes. I do mixed classes as well, but especially in the women's field, just seeing them light up with happiness, being able to have a safe space to discuss their emotions, emotional release. Yeah, just creating that safe space is very rewarding, just making a positive impact, especially on their mental health.
Okay, awesome. From what I do understand, you had a class today, right?
Yes, I did. It was lovely.
Can you tell me a bit about it?
So the class was beautiful number of ladies. So inspiring to also engage them, interact, and creating community amongst one another. Like I said, a safe space. So we go through the movements. I discuss how it's good for your mental health, how certain positions that we do influence your body, influence your mind, and the benefits of it. So it was a lovely class.
Oh, I'm so glad. It was wonderful. When is your next one so I can join? While you're in Durban, are you holding any other classes?
So unfortunately, I leave on the 1st of Feb. So I hold classes in Durban every 2 months. Okay. And then when I'm in Cape Town, because I'm in Cape Town more often, I would say actually than Durban, then classes in Cape Town are held more often.
Yeah. Okay, great stuff. Okay, in 2 months.
2 months. Because I do the wellness.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be a week-long wellness program. So when I'm in Durban, I continue that.
Love that. Now, how do you personally maintain balance and wellness in your own life?
So I do have a pretty busy lifestyle when it comes to completing my thesis, when it comes to working as being a counselor and in this wellness field, also doing that. And it's important for me to also take a step back and reflect on my emotions. So I would say also having a structure for myself where I sit back at the end of the day, go through my emotions, go through my feeling, and especially taking time out where I disconnect even from people and my surroundings. So quality time for myself. So as much as I train with other people, I make sure I take the time for myself to do my own personal training. And yeah, I would just have to say 100%. I would say isolating myself, but in a very healthy way. My me time, some self-care. So that's how it keeps me balanced, keeps me from not being overwhelmed. Because I do prioritize myself in certain moments.
Okay, God, you always have to take time for yourself because that's how you achieve greatness. Give yourself some love. Now, how do you think societal perceptions of mental health have evolved in the recent years?
I would say actually pretty positive. So I would say from my personal experience, especially when it comes to the youth, we are more self-aware about mental health and we're trying to stop the stigma of it, because a lot of people see mental health as taboo or like we can't talk about it. What is mental health? That's not they either see it as a sickness or like almost like a disease. Some people view it as that, or some people may view it as non-existent, like I'm not speaking about facts, or they just disregard it or undermine it. But I feel like the younger generation, we are understanding it's none of those. It's part of your life. We go through it. And actually, the more you take care of your mental health, the better you are as an individual, and the way you can actually uplift others. So I think we are improving. However, there are communities that do need a little bit more information. But overall, we are improving, especially in the sector of like men, because men, I've just noticed, are more closed off to talking about mental health in comparison to women.
That's true.
The stigma of like, I'm a man, I'm not supposed to talk about my emotions. But they are breaking away from that.
Because they feel that, well, I'm a man, I'm not supposed to be sad. I can't talk about my emotions. I'm not man enough. But in actual reality, that's what you should be doing.
Yes, just expressing yourself.
Yes. As I said, like, just because you're a man doesn't mean you're not allowed to express yourself and have feelings and emotions. And then sometimes men get judged for that. I don't want people to go at me for it, but it's true. So, what are some common misconceptions about mental health that you often encounter?
So the misconception, similar to what I said in the previous question, is that it's a disease or it's almost non-existent. So people view mental health as like, oh, you have, for example, anxiety or depression, something is wrong with you. Or they undermine you. If you say, I'm going for counseling, or I'm seeing a psychologist, oh, what's happening? Are you crazy? Just that, I would say...
Yeah, I get you. Like, also, I've been thinking about it. It's like in some families, let's say someone has anxiety and, well, now they need to go to a psychiatrist or a psychologist for it, okay? Then I feel like, I've seen it in people who I actually know and been acquainted with. Their families don't want to accept it because they're like, oh no, you're not supposed to feel this way. Just how you said, they feel like it's a
stigma of it.
Yeah. And then there's something wrong with you, and then they treat you differently. So that's what I also see with this generation. Yes, we are open to getting the help we need, but some are also afraid because they get judged and then they get treated differently.
Yes, 100%.
That's what I've seen.
Yeah.
So how can individuals identify when they need professional mental health support versus self-care practices?
So I'll say with self-care practices, why we do those, like I said, for me, it's just for stress relief, for, I would say, minor situations. So I'll do self-care like a face mask, simple things, just to make myself feel good. It's an everyday practice. Whereas when you need to see a professional is when situations happen that affects your daily lifestyles. For example, like anxiety. Self-care, to an extent, okay, let's use something a little bit different. Say depression. Of course, self-care will definitely help. However, sometimes in some cases, you'll need to speak to a professional where self-care won't always assist you in the situation. For example, me putting a face mask every day isn't going to assist me 100% in my depression. So that's when you know you need to see a professional, because you need professional advice.
Okay, I see. Okay. And then, like, how do you handle mental health stigma in communities where it's a taboo topic?
I think it comes with education, like just being patient and having to educate the community, having to be open-minded that, hey, this community has their own values, their own models. I can't force my ideology or my opinion onto them. I have to be patient, but it's all about breaking down the walls, trying to, like I said, educate the population.
I get that. And then now, if you think, like, what role does emotional intelligence play in maintaining mental health?
That comes with like your awareness. So emotional intelligence, that's basically talking about your level of self-awareness, how you are able to handle your emotions. So when you have that, then you are able to look at mental health as a whole, be able to pursue it more efficiently.
Okay, awesome. And then now, okay, how would you define wellness in the context of today's fast-paced digital world? Can you tell me that?
So this will be my own personal definition, just because you asked how I would define wellness in the context. So I define wellness as balance, like contentment. So we're not striving for 100% happiness, because that's impossible to achieve. So I would say it's contentment, like having a balance. You can't have too much of anything. So especially in somewhere that's fast-paced, you have to take a moment to slow down, because we aren't wired actually to keep up in such a fast pace, especially with technology. Keeping up with that span. So it's important to take a moment, slow down, breathe, and that's a form of wellness.
Okay, love that. Now, okay, what are some practical strategies you recommend for managing stress and anxiety?
Well, of course, I'm going to say fitness because that's what I lean towards for mental health. But 100% moving your body is such a great way to increase your serotonin, which improves your happy hormones, the chemicals in your brain. So creating that mind and body connection, 100%, I recommend for your wellness. Just small movements, even meditation in the sense of breathing, just breathing techniques. Yes, taking that time for yourself.
Okay, great stuff. Okay, so how do you integrate mindfulness into your wellness programs?
So with the certain exercises that we do, certain positions, certain movements, is targeted for certain level of mental health awareness. So through certain movements, I'll inform the client, okay, this position is good for anxiety, this position is good for your depression, to help release the emotions that you're feeling out of your body. So that's how I integrate the mindfulness, being actively thinking about the mind and body connection.
Hey, great stuff. I absolutely love that. Okay, we're going to take a little short ad break and then we'll be back. Okay, we'll be back right after the ad break. See you guys soon. Just take an ad break because I need to see.
Am I doing okay, Ria?
Brilliant. Girl, you are
Beautiful.
crazy. You are awesome. Oh my god.
So how do you know how many people are listening or whatever? You just don't know.
But I do know I get an audience.
You do get an audience.
Yes. Actually.
Can you give them an Instagram handle in there?
Yes.
Okay.
طهر المسجد الأقصى من اليهود الغاصبين اللهم عليك بهم فإنهم لا يعجزونك يا قوي يا متين اللهم انزل الكتاب مجري السحاب هازم الأحزاب سريع الحساب اهزم اليهود وزلزلهم يا قوي يا عزيز.
It's always rewarding and uplifting if you could make a difference and help change lives. Catch me, Aisha Jamal, every Friday between 10 and 11 a.m. for riveting interviews, awareness campaigns, motivation for the nation, and all things uplifting. Yadul Ansar, making a difference.
I pray for Jannah, 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 Jannah.
They convinced the world to believe that terrorists look like beards and thoves. Now, as the facade cracks, one martyr after another, the world sees through the broken windows and now knows the true face of terrorism. It wears suits and ties and smiles behind lies.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's the perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
Teaching you something new every day. Radio Al Ansar.
Bury my past away, never turning back to what was. I've had it, standing up again, taking back control of myself. You showed me.
Okay, and we are back with the lovely Reza of Romania. Now, okay, Reza, what are your thoughts on growing the trend of digital wellness apps and tools?
The growth of digital apps and tools.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that? The growing trend of it.
I would say, to be honest, I'm pro technology. I feel like it's a great tool to equip you with new information.
Yes.
However, if it's used in a way that is self-harming you, of course, that is a negative.
Yes, I love that. That is actually really true. Okay, so how does societal pressures such as the hustle culture or social media influence impact in mental health?
I would say the. Sorry, can you repeat the last part for me?
Yes, so I'll just repeat it. So how do societal pressures such as the hustle culture or social media influence impact mental health?
Well, similar to the last answer, if anything is harmful, if the especially social media, what you consume, anything that is out of moderation really is harmful to your mental health. Because remember, you're sitting with the phone, you're sitting with the TV, and you're absorbing all this information continuously. Your mind isn't actually supposed to hold in that much of information so fast paced. So that's not good for you.
Okay, and now, so what's your perspective on the role of community in fostering mental wellness? Sorry, what's your perspective on the role of community in fostering mental wellness?
So the community's impact, I would say the community's impact in fostering your mental wellness will have to be, well, community, we all work together, interconnected.
Okay, and now, how do cultural and economic factors shape the mental health challenges faced by different groups?
I would say the cultural and economic factors that shape our mental health in different groups. So every group has different cultures, different norms. Even like your economic, we have, I would say, just from while learning about it, we have our upper class, middle class, and you say low class. This isn't coming from me. This is more from the status norms that have been given to communities. So when we have different economic groups, different cultural groups, everyone has a different meaning and I'll say perspective of a culture, not a culture, of mental health. So someone may perceive mental health as, okay, we understand, whereas another one might say, no, I don't know what that is. So it's all about communication, because we also have language barriers where we misunderstand one another, miscommunication on the topic. So it's about the patience and being able to educate yourself when moving into a different culture.
Great stuff. So how does mental health intersect with broader societal issues like poverty or inequality?
So definitely in areas like poverty and inequality, they don't have the resources to afford mental health care. So I would say since they don't have the resources to afford mental health care, they really have to find ways to try cope on their own. And without the tools, they aren't able to cope. They aren't able to educate themselves on how to overcome obstacles, how to take care of themselves. So I guess that actually worsens the condition, especially in areas that are impoverished. Yeah.
Okay. And then lastly, I have one more question for you. What's a piece of advice you wish more people knew about mental health?
I would say mental health is so important, and people really don't put emphasis on it and really don't take care of their mental health. They just continue day by day. So I would say my piece of advice is that prioritize your mental health before anything else, because you can take care of your body, you can take care of your finances, but without having a good mental health, no. Over the long term, the span in your life, you can end up very unhappy. You can actually end up physically ill from it and lashing out to your friends and family. Overall, mental health is priority.
I love that. That was absolutely wonderful, and you're definitely an inspiration, not just to me, but definitely all the other people out here. So thank you so much, Jazakallah, for coming on.
Oh, no, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate your time and the efforts you are doing for the community.
Oh, that is so sweet. Jazakallah. Okay, so I hope to see you soon and come on to my show soon again, inshallah.
Ameen, 100%.
Okay, lovely. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Okay, there you have it, the wonderful Raisa Barmania, and I actually hope to have her on soon. But yeah, I'm going to be back after a short little ad break where I'm going to tell you how you can boost your emotional well-being.
My Lord, I believe, so I pray you guide me on your path. It's something beautiful. Something beautiful, just like a dream. Every morning when I wake, it's like a miracle, like a miracle, like a miracle. When I go through the darkest of days, your mercy I want, so I pray you never let me go, never let me down. And I pray that you make better my life. I want you here right by my side. Never let me go, never let me down. I never give up, nah, nah, nah. I won't give up, nah, nah, nah. Let me love you, Robbie. Make